Good evening. This is Thursday, December 2nd, 2021, meeting of the Franklin Township Zoning Board of Adjustment. Franklin Township is operating under a declaration of state and local emergency due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, and it has been determined that the public's attendance at meetings of the zoning board would pose a risk to their health, safety, and welfare. Therefore, this meeting has been relocated from the council chambers at Franklin Township Municipal Building to a virtual meeting format and is being conducted utilizing virtual remote telecommunications equipment in conformance with the directives of the state of New Jersey. The relocation of this virtual meeting of the zoning board was posted in the township's official newspaper, the Courier News, on the township website and within the municipal building. This notice detailed the following means of public participation in this remote meeting: link to the virtual meeting via WebEx, call-in number for those without internet access. Public inspection of application materials was made available via the township website and/or in the planning and zoning department in the municipal building. Formal action may be taken at this virtual meeting. Reminder to board members, please mute yourselves unless you wish to speak or to provide a vote. Please withhold questions until all the applicant's witnesses have finished presenting, at which time the chair will ask the board for comment. The instructions for the public input. For those members of the public that are watching via WebEx who wish to speak, press the raise hand button and use this feature. Click on the participants icon in the lower right corner of your screen, which will open a new participants window on the right side of your screen. In the lower right-hand corner of that window will be a hand icon. Click on the hand icon. For those members of the public that are listening via the call-in number and wish to speak, please press *3. To the appropriate time in the meeting, township staff will announce your name, unmute you, and you will have an opportunity to provide comment. Please provide your name and address. If you are providing a statement, the board attorney will swear you in. After speaking, if on WebEx, please press the lower hand button. If calling in, please press *3 again. Okay, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, would you please call the roll?
Surely. Cheryl Bethia?
Here.
As stated, Richard Prokanik and Basim Verdas both asked to be excused from this evening's meeting. Joel Reese.
Here.
Alan Rich. Gary Rosenthal.
Here.
Robert Shepard.
Here.
Kunal Lakia.
Here.
Elizabeth Clarkin.
Here.
And Chairman Thomas.
Here. We can move down now to the hearing section. I think, Christine, you will want to share some information about St. Charbel Maronite Church.
Sure. St. Charbel Maronite Church, docket number ZBA 20000027, is a D3 conditional use variances, preliminary and final site plan with a C variance in which the applicant proposes demolishing the existing church and daycare use as well. Joel, can you please mute yourself so that the people can hear me speak? Thank you. In which the applicant proposes demolishing the existing church and daycare use, as well as 4 of the single-family homes on the site, and constructing a new 35,699 square foot place of worship at 526 Easton Avenue in Somerset, Block 261, Lots 1 and 6 in Zones OP and R7. This matter, should you be here this evening to be part of that meeting, carried to February 17th, 2022. This meeting is scheduled to be held in person in the council chambers at 475 DeMott Lane, Somerset, New Jersey at 7:30 p.m. If anybody is in the audience that is wishing to attend that meeting at this specific time, we have been told that we will be going back live. Should that change, notification will be posted on the township website. It probably will be part of the little thing that goes across the TV, as well as you can reach me at the township at 732-873-2500. My extension is 6215. Okay, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, then we can move on to the one hearing that is scheduled. Joe Salazar, ZBA 21-00018, C variance in which the applicant's asking for the construction of 2 columns and a small roof over the existing front stoop at 51 Jericho Avenue, Somerset, Block 207, Lot 9.12 in the R7 zone. So I guess we can bring in everyone involved with that.
Pardon?
Hi, Roberto, it's Christine. We see your name as well as Mr. Salazar's name, but we don't, there's the Salazars. Roberto, if you could just put on your video, that way we can see you.
Yeah. Yes.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Roberto, but we still can't see you.
So let's see how I can do that because I can see.
Go to the bottom of the pot. On the bottom, your first tab should say mute and unmute. The second one should say video start or stop.
Got it.
Hit
Got
that
it.
second
Thank you.
one.
Got it. Thank you.
There you go.
Yeah. All
Mr.
right.
Reagan,
Good evening.
Mr. Reagan, this is Roberto Hernandez. He is the architect for this application. He's not an attorney. I didn't know whether you needed to swear him in or not.
Yeah, we should. Mr. Hernandez, can you raise your right hand? You swear that any testimony you're about to give will be the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. And if you can just explain just your name and then your relationship to the applicant.
Sure. My name is Roberto Hernandez. I've been licensed in the state of New Jersey since 2010. And I have a small practice in Metuchen, New Jersey. I've been practicing since 2012. And I'm a registered architect in the state of New Jersey and in the state of New York. And I have participated or have been to multiple townships doing variances for my clients.
We will accept your credentials now. You can start, I guess, by telling us what you're looking to pose.
Yeah, sure. My professional testimony today will be for Mr. and Mrs. Salazar. The address is 51 Jericho Avenue. My clients have an existing front stoop that does not have a roof. So basically the scope of work is to construct 2 columns and a roof over the front door for coverage against weather. And we're applying for 2 variances. The first one is because we're not meeting the minimum front yard setback of 25 feet. Once the 2 columns are installed or constructed over the concrete stoop, our front yard setback proposed would be 23.25 feet. Also, we're adding a tiny bit of building coverage where currently I guess the maximum permitted is 20%. Currently, we're at 20.28% existing, and the proposed would be 20.59%. That's the reason we're here. We're just seeking to put a roof over the front door for coverage against rain and inclement weather.
So you're basically talking about a variance for about 1.5 feet front yard and about half a foot coverage.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. What's the size?
So the concrete stoop is 5'6.5" in width, and the depth is 4'4". We're not seeking to expand that concrete base or that concrete stoop. We're just looking to add 2 columns on the front corners, closest to the front property line, on that porch, and then basically wood frame the structure of the 2 columns and the roof. Fiberglass roof shingles. We're going to cover the 2 posts that are being installed with some sort of AZEK wrap or some weather-friendly exterior material for the column wraps.
All right, are there any board members that have questions?
I just have one question. So the roof that's going over the porch, is that going to be added to the roof line of the house, or how will that connect to
Yes,
the roof that's
the
there?
new roof, if you refer to page A1 of my architectural plans, which is the second page, actually, if you refer to page C1, which is the cover sheet of my drawings, you can see the house as is, the existing house. You can see the front door, you can see the front steps and the concrete stoop without the two columns, without the roof. If you turn to the next page, page A1, you can now see what we're doing, which is basically we're adding the two posts to the left and to the right of the front door. We're sitting two small beams over each post, and the beams are going to carry the rafters for the framing of the roof, which is a gable roof with an arched, shaped front, and that's basically it. It's all wood frame, fiberglass roof shingles, and the columns wrapped with AZEK material or whatever weather-friendly material they choose to have. And so the new roof is in juxtaposition to the existing gable, which is a front-to-back gable. So it would be a quick and easy blend, no issues with snow, because the pitch of the roof would be an 8-on-12 roof pitch. And that's about it. That's all we're asking for, just a small roof over the front door. And like I said, the existing front stoop is only 5'6" in width by 4'4" in depth. So enough for 2 or 3 people to stand there trying to open the door, the front door.
And if the board,
Okay, thank you.
the proposed condition was also reflected on the first page of the TRC report, if the board members have that in front of you. Mr. Chair, just a quick question for Mr. Hernandez. Mr. Hernandez, obviously, you can't move the house to comply. The house is right at the setback, so there's a little bit of a hardship issue you could claim.
Yes.
I would also opine that I think this front stoop would be an aesthetic improvement to the front of the house. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. It's just right now, it's just a flat front. And the homeowners, they have been, I guess, updating the house. They have been renovating. They put brand new siding. They take a good care of their property, and now they just want to add that front roof.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
The only other question I would have is, Mark, are there any other review comments or anything to deal with recommendations?
No, the TRC did a report, and the comments consisted of one word, which was none. Staff had no comments.
Okay, any other board questions? Are there any further witnesses? Mr. Hernandez, you seem to be the
Mr.
lead.
Hernandez,
Yes.
the chairman's asking you about your witnesses. The Salazars are
Yes,
there
I
over to
have
the side.
Mr. Salazar at this meeting. He doesn't speak any English. His son is with him. If you want to ask, his son can translate. Basically, I described the entire project for you.
It's a rather straightforward application. I specifically don't have questions for the applicant himself. I was just referring to you as the lead person. Are there any more witnesses for the application?
There are no other witnesses.
Okay, any other board questions? Does anyone on the board want to hear the applicant, hear testimony on behalf of the applicant? If not, we'll open to the public for any comments. So we can do that now.
Okay, so members of the public, which consists of one person, you can, and that person's on here via WebEx, so they can do the raised hand function if they wish to ask a question or make a comment. The other person, spare computer, is Christine. I'm not seeing anybody raising their hand, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, then we'll close to the public and any board members want to offer any comments or motion?
I'll make a motion that we grant Mr. Joseph Salazar the necessary variances to allow him to build the roof over his front stoop at property located at 51 Jeroco Avenue in Somerset, Block 207, Lot 9.12.
I second.
Okay, if there is no
Sophia?
further discussion,
Yes.
Joel Reese,
Yes.
Gary Rosenthal,
Yes.
Robert Shepherd,
Yes.
Kunal Kier,
Yes.
Elizabeth Clarkin. Elizabeth,
Forgot to unmute. Yes.
that's good. Chairman Thomas?
yes.
Okay.
Okay, good luck with your project.
Thank you very much.
Nothing else on the agenda. If there aren't any other issues or comments from anybody, we can look to adjourn and hope everyone has a good weekend and stays healthy.